Good afternoon, teachers. My name is Rinda Heng, and today I and Eric are going to present about Myanmar, which is also known as Burma. So first is about the geography of Myanmar. So we have known that Myanmar is one of the Southeast Asia country, which is located in the west. And to be specifically, as you can see in these pictures, Myanmar is the country is bordered by China to the north and the northeast, Laos to the east, Thailand to the southeast, the Andamans and Bay of Bengal to the south and southeast, and Bangladesh to the west, and India to the northwest. And Burma has an area of 678,500 square kilometers, with the estimated populations of 54 million people at the mid-years of 2019, according to the UN data. And moreover, Myanmar is situated in the Musong regions of Southeast Asia, and this led this country to have three seasons in particular. The first one is the cold, relatively dry northeast monsoon. It occurs between the late October to the mid-February. And for the hot, which also known as dry intermonsoon seasons, it happens between mid-February to mid-May. And last but not least, the rainy southeast monsoon, it happens between mid-May to the late October. So next, I would like to talk about the politics in Myanmar. So we have known that the politics in Myanmar is a bit complicated because the people, they want the democracy. However, the military, they against it. And the most important moment is that in 1988, thousands of people are killed in anti-government rule. The State Law and Order Restoration Council is formed. And in 1995, Aung San Suu Kyi is released from the house arrest after she has been arrested for 6 years. And in 2012, there is a partly free elections. And in 2015, there is a hope for the peace, which means that a draft of ceasefire agreement is signed between the governments and the 16 rebel groups. And after this happened, we think that there is going to be a peaceful agreement. However, we have known that in 2021, Myanmar is considered to be an anarchy country, which means that it is a country with an absence of government, legitimate government, and the international stage does not recognize them.
Moving to this part, the economy of Myanmar. It is based on the kyat, is one of the most least developed of the region and is basically agricultural. Much of the population is engaged directly in agricultural pursuit. Of those who are employed in other sectors of the economy, many are indirectly involved in agriculture through such activities as transporting, processing, marketing, and exporting agricultural goods. Nearly half of the Myanmar economic's output, notably all large industry enterprise, the banking system, insurance, foreign trade, domestic wholesale trade, and nearly all of the retail trade was nationalized in 1962 to 1963. Myanmar also has an extensive informal economy. Considerably, quantities of consumers' goods are smuggled into the countries, and teaks and gems are exported both legally and illegally. In addition, northern Myanmar is one of the largest producer of opium in the world. For culture, almost 90% of the population practice a more conservative branch of the religion, and that is Theravada Buddhism. This became the official state religion under the kingdom of Pagan in 1044. Theravada Buddhism and the Burmese language developed and grew in popularity and influence during this era. You can find thousands of golden pagodas throughout Myanmar, with the most famous being the Swedegon Pagoda in Yangon. And for the religious area are kept very clean and you need to remove your shoes to enter. Stretch dress clothes applies and all tourists need to respect it. Moving on to the current situation that Myanmar is facing right now. Myanmar has been facing things like this almost daily now, as the military has taken full control of the government. Bizarrely, the start of it was captured by a workout instructor during her morning workout. Mass protests have been taking place across Myanmar since the military seized control on the 1st of February. Elected leader Aung San Suu Kyi and member of her National League for Democracy, the NLD, party are among those detained. Hundreds of people, including children, have been killed. So, what exactly happened? To understand this, we might need to go back a bit. It was during the British handover in 1948 that threw the country of Myanmar into turmoil. So in 1960, the military staged a coup to take control. Formerly known as the Tatmadaw, their leadership was repressive and condescending. Myanmar was strictly ruled by the military. There was no political and civil freedom, which was one of the most human right abusing country in Southeast Asia. Over time, the people became unhappy with the repressiveness and the restriction on their personal freedom, and they were also unsatisfied with the state of the economy, which leads to the democracy uprising, which resulted in at least 3,000 deaths in the violent military crackdown which in 1988, Aung San Suu Kyi rose to prominence, who became the leading voice in the resistance. Behind the scenes, Tamada was drafting up a constitution which seems like a small steps toward democracy. The constitution was accepted a year later, but there was a stipulation that the military had to have at least 25% of the seat in parliament, and the constitution can't be amended without the 75% among lawmakers, meaning the military retained power. With the rule in place, Aung San Suu Kyi was released from house arrest, and that was when the military started to fall down. In 2015, they lost the election again, and in last November, they lost again, but this time they claim that it is fraud and disposed the result. And with the clause of the 2008 constitution, they can put the country in an emergency state, and that is what is happening right now. The person in charge now is Military Commander in Chief Min Aung Hlaing, and protesters are demanding that Ms. Aung San Suu Kyi release is immediate, and all they can do now is hope for the best for Myanmar.